You wake up every day with potential, but most people waste it, not because they're weak, but because they're undisciplined. Greatness isn't luck, it's built in silence, in habits no one sees. The difference between winners and dreamers? What they do daily. You don't become unstoppable overnight. You become it one habit at a time. And today, everything changes. Discipline is your real power. Listen, not motivation, not talent, not luck. Discipline is what separates the ones who dream from the ones who dominate. Because motivation fades. It comes and goes like waves. One day you feel unstoppable, the next day you feel empty, and if you rely on feelings, you will quit the moment it gets hard. But discipline. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It shows up when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when nobody is watching, when there is no applause, when there is no reward. It forces you to move when your mind is full of excuses. It commands your body to act when your emotions are weak. And that is where power is built. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in resistance, in doing the hard things over and over again until they become part of who you are. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are rewriting your identity. You are telling yourself, I am not average, I do not quit, I do not wait. And understand this clearly, every successful person you admire didn't get there because they felt like working every day. They got there because they worked anyway, they trained anyway, they pushed anyway, even when their mind was screaming to stop. And that is the edge you need. That is the weapon you must develop, because life will test you. It will throw obstacles, distractions, failures, and moments where quitting feels easier than continuing. And in those moments, discipline is the only thing that will carry you forward. Not talent, not passion, but pure, relentless discipline. The ability to say, I will do this no matter what. And when you reach that level, when you stop negotiating with yourself, when you stop asking, should I, and start saying, I must, everything changes. Your standards rise, your confidence grows, your results multiply, and suddenly you're no longer competing with others. You're operating on a different level entirely, because while others are waiting to feel ready, you are already in motion. While others are making excuses, you are building momentum, and momentum is everything, because small disciplined actions repeated daily create unstoppable force. They stack, they compound, they turn ordinary effort into extraordinary results. And one day you look back and realize it wasn't one big moment that made you strong. It was the thousands of small decisions where you chose discipline over distraction, effort over ease, growth over comfort. And that is the moment you understand your real power. Not something given to you, not something you were born with, but something you built day by day, choice by choice, action by action, until it became unshakable, until it became you. Wake up with purpose every single day. Because the moment your eyes open, life is already asking you a question. Are you going to take control, or are you going to drift? And most people, they drift. They reach for their phone, they scroll, they react. They let the world decide their mood, their energy, their direction. And before they even realize it, their day is no longer theirs. It belongs to distractions, to noise, to other people's priorities. But you have to be different. You have to wake up with intention, with clarity, with a reason so strong that it pulls you out of bed, even when your body wants to stay. Because purpose is not something you find later in the day. It is something you bring into the day from the very first moment. It is a decision, a commitment, a mindset that says, today matters, not someday, not next week, not when everything is perfect, but today, right now, this moment. And when you start your day like that, everything shifts. Your energy changes, your focus sharpens, your actions become deliberate, and you stop living on autopilot. Because understand this, the way you start your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. If you start it with confusion, you will carry that confusion all day. If you start it with laziness, you will move slowly all day. But if you start it with purpose, with discipline, with a clear vision of what you want to achieve, you create momentum that carries you forward, and that momentum becomes your advantage. Because while others are still figuring out what to do, you are already executing. While others are wasting hours, you are investing them, building something, becoming something, evolving into someone stronger, sharper, more focused. And it all begins with that one decision when you wake up, that one moment where you either choose to lead your day or be led by it. And the truth is, purpose doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be some grand, life-changing mission every single morning. Sometimes it's as simple as knowing, this is what I must do today to move forward. and committing to it fully, without hesitation, without delay, because hesitation kills momentum, delay kills progress. And when you eliminate those, when you move with urgency and intention, you become powerful, you become dangerous in the best way, because now your days are no longer random, they are structured, they are focused. They are aligned with your goals, and every single morning becomes a new opportunity to reinforce that identity, to prove to yourself that you are not average, that you are not here to waste time, that you are here to grow, to build, to rise. And when you stack days like that, purposeful day after purposeful day, something incredible happens. Your life begins to transform, not by chance, not by luck, but by design, because you stopped waking up hoping for a good day and started creating one the moment you opened your eyes. Protect your focus like your life depends on it. Because in a world that is constantly fighting for your attention, focus has become a rare and powerful weapon, and most people don't even realize they're losing it piece by piece, notification by notification, distraction by distraction, every scroll, every interruption, every moment of mindless consumption is stealing from your future. It's pulling you away from your goals, your growth, your potential. And the dangerous part is it feels harmless. It feels normal. Everyone is doing it. But normal will never make you unstoppable. Normal will keep you average, stuck, constantly busy, but never truly progressing. And if you want to rise above that, you have to become ruthless with your focus. You have to decide that your time, your energy, your attention are too valuable to be wasted on things that don't move you forward. Because focus is not just about concentration, it's about direction. It's about choosing what deserves your mind and what doesn't. It's about saying no to distraction so you can say yes to your purpose. And understand this clearly. Every great achievement you admire was built on deep, uninterrupted focus, hours of locked-in effort where nothing else mattered. No noise, no distractions, just pure execution. And that level of focus is available to you, but only if you protect it, only if you create boundaries, only if you train your mind to stay present even when everything around you is trying to pull you away. And it won't be easy. Your mind will wander. Your habits will try to pull you back into comfort, into distraction, into that easy dopamine that keeps you stuck. But this is where discipline meets focus. This is where you take control. You silence the noise. You put the phone away. You eliminate the unnecessary. And you lock in on what truly matters. Because when you do that, something powerful happens. Your productivity multiplies, your ideas become sharper, your execution becomes faster, and you start achieving in hours what others struggle to do in days, because while they are scattered, you are focused. While they are distracted, you are dialed in, and that difference compounds over time. It separates you, it elevates you, it turns you into someone who doesn't just work hard, but works with precision, with intention, with clarity, and that is what makes you unstoppable. Not doing more, but doing what matters most, without interruption, without hesitation, without letting the world pull you in 1,000 different directions. Because at the end of the day, your life is the sum of what you focus on. And if you can control that, if you can direct it toward your goals every single day, then nothing can slow you down. Nothing can break your momentum. Nothing can stop you from becoming exactly who you are meant to be. Never negotiate with excuses, because the moment you start making deals with your excuses, you start losing control of your life. And most people don't even realize when it happens. It starts small. I'll do it later. I'm too tired. Just one more break. And slowly those excuses become habits. Those habits become patterns. And those patterns become your reality. A reality where you keep talking about what you want, but never actually become it. And that is the trap. The silent trap that keeps millions of people stuck, comfortable and far away from their true potential, because excuses feel safe. They protect you from discomfort, from failure, from effort, but at the same time, they steal your growth. They rob you of progress. They keep you exactly where you are. And if you're serious about becoming unstoppable, you have to break that cycle. You have to stop negotiating with that voice in your head that is always looking for the easy way out, because that voice will always be there. It will always try to convince you to slow down, to quit, to delay. And if you listen to it even once, it gets stronger, it becomes louder, it takes control. But when you shut it down, when you say no more, when you act despite it, you take your power back. You remind yourself that you are in charge, not your emotions, not your comfort, not your excuses. And that shift is everything because now you're not reacting. You're deciding. You're choosing action over hesitation, progress over perfection, growth over comfort. And that is how real transformation begins. Not with big speeches or big plans, but with small moments where you refuse to back down, where you refuse to make excuses, where you do what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when you don't feel ready, because readiness is a lie. No one ever feels completely ready. They just decide to move, to act, to push forward anyway. And every time you do that, you build strength, you build resilience, you build a mindset that doesn't break under pressure, a mindset that doesn't look for shortcuts, a mindset that understands that the path to greatness is built on consistency, effort, and the refusal to quit. And when you reach that level, when excuses no longer have power over you, when you stop giving yourself an easy way out, you become dangerous in the best way, because now there is nothing holding you back. No internal resistance, no self-sabotage, just pure, focused action, day after day, step after step. And that is what separates the unstoppable from everyone else. Not talent, not luck, but the simple, relentless decision to never negotiate with excuses and always choose to move forward regardless of how difficult the journey becomes. This is where it all comes together. Discipline becomes your foundation, purpose becomes your direction, focus becomes your weapon, and excuses lose their power over you. And when these habits align, you don't just improve, you transform, you evolve into someone who doesn't wait, doesn't hesitate, doesn't break under pressure, someone who shows up every single day with intention, with clarity, with relentless drive. And at that point, success is no longer a question. It becomes inevitable because you are no longer relying on motivation or luck. You are operating with control, with consistency, with a mindset that refuses to settle. And that is what makes you unstoppable. Not what you say, not what you plan, but what you do every single day, because your habits are building your future right now. And the only question left is, are you ready to rise and become the person you were meant to be? Unstoppable is not a title you claim. It's a standard you live by every single day, in the moments no one sees, in the choices no one applauds, in the discipline, the purpose, the focus, and the refusal to make excuses, because this is where your new identity is forged, not in comfort, but in commitment, not in ease, but in effort. And as you walk forward from here, understand that nothing outside of you is holding you back anymore. It's all in your hands now. Your habits, your mindset, your actions. And when you take full control of those, you don't just chase greatness, you become it.